The Broncos won yesterday, and that surprised a lot of people. Not me, but some other people were really surprised.
Not me either.
We've got a lot to talk about today, including some big picture stuff. Like, what does this mean for the future? Are we crazy to talk Super Bowl? We're digging into all of that here in about 30 seconds. This is the DNVR Broncos podcast presented by Bet365. I'm Henry Chisholm. This is Ryan Koenigsberg, Bennie Fowler, and we are here in the Toyota Lounge. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little thrown off because I usually have my laptop, but I forgot with the Nuggets guys in San Diego, we don't have any extension cords left at the office.
Wow.
Isn't that kind of crazy?
I could have brought you one.
I could have brought one too. I keep saying I'm just going to buy more. We should have more of these.
That seems like an us problem.
Yeah, probably. But then with them being in San Diego, we're heading to London tomorrow.
Oh, God.
The poor people who are left behind, they're going to be scavenging for cameras and things.
Yeah, they might not have food or water.
Probably not. We do kind of carry things around here. Football?
Football. But also, before we get to football, if you are going to London,
right,
you do not want to miss out on what we are doing on Friday night. It is going to be an absolute blast. And I want to reiterate, this is not just going to be a podcast recording that you're going to see. We're putting on a show for you guys.
A real show.
So
Visuals,
guests, local guests.
At a really cool theater, too.
A host.
The theater's like in this big, important building that's right next to King's Cross Station.
Yep.
It's like, of all the theaters, this is like the theater to be at.
It's going to be really sick, and we want to see all you guys there. I know last time, and even this time, like not all of our events were the most affordable thing.
Right.
So we took things into our own hands because we wanted to create a much more affordable event this time. That was a full-on DNVR production rather than working with other companies. So this will be awesome. It's going to be at 7:30 p.m. at King's Place in London. We're going to air some of the show for live viewers, but then we're going to go off the record.
Right.
We're going to talk the real.
Secret time.
We're going off the record for just
phones.
people that are in there. You can. We're going to do a full-on AMA at the end of the show. Ask us anything, and you'll be encouraged to ask things that you couldn't normally ask, and we couldn't normally answer.
Right.
So if you're going to London, pull up King's Place.
Can you give me an example of something that we could be asked that we wouldn't normally answer?
What really happened with Mark Sanchez?
Whoa.
I would.
You have the inside scoop? Inside scoop? No. Okay.
I'm gonna ask like Bennie, who's your least favorite teammate ever?
Wow.
Oh, I already know. I know exactly.
That was easy.
I know exactly who that is. And it's actually, I played with this guy on the Sean Payton team. He wasn't here.
Okay.
Huh. Well, now I'm curious. I don't want to wait till Friday.
Come on Friday if you want to hear that. So, make sure you guys come through. And the fact that it's coming after a win now makes it so we're allowed to have so much more fun in the week in between a win and another game. Yeah. So we're going to have an absolute blast.
We will. We're also going to have a blast today because there's a lot of fun stuff to talk about. I'm thinking we start off, talk about the game a little bit.
Okay.
Then we kind of get into some of the bigger picture. Is it crazy to talk about a Super Bowl? Then we hit Inside Scoop and round things out. Sound good?
Sounds fantastic.
So let's get into the details here. Why didn't the Eagles give the ball to Saquon? Did you guys see that? It was like 6 carries?
6 carries, and I believe only 1 carry in the second half.
Yeah.
Why didn't they? Well, number one, their play caller is first-time play caller. He's never called plays before. I know that, a lot of people, he's been in the building before. He knows the terminology. But a lot of those things don't actually transfer over. And one of the things that why Sean Payton is one of the best play callers is because of his experience and knowing the rhythm and timing. I think a young play caller will fall into what the media says, or they pay attention to, the A.J. Brown cryptic tweets or whatever Devontae Smith said on Friday in terms of, them being disappointed in the offense. And that's why Saquon didn't get the ball. And doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's not for us to really worry about. It doesn't make sense when you have one of the most talented backs. Also, pure ability, you should give him the ball. But hey, that's not the Broncos' problem. That's not something that we have to worry about. And when you think about Sean Payton being the type of play caller that he is, he doesn't fall into national media. He doesn't care about anything the media has to say. And
in fact, he'd rather do the opposite of what the media is saying.
Right.
100%.
Just for fun.
Like the 2-point conversions. So when you're down 14 in a game, you score the first touchdown. The trendy thing is to go for 2 on the first one. Because if you think about it, you call it a 50-50 chance. You either get it or don't. That means there's a 50% chance that you have that 1-point advantage. So you get the second touchdown, extra point, you win. 50% chance you win. And the other 50%, well, then you get the second try, which splits the bad 50% into 25 and 25. So the numbers come out as 50% win, 25% tie, 25% loss if you score the 2 touchdowns and go for 2 both times. Or go for 2 for the first time for sure, second time if you don't get it. He decides that he's going to kick the extra point on the first touchdown and then go for 2 on the second touchdown, which is just an insane thing
Unhinged.
to do. Insane thing to do. But again, he's Sean Payton, and so you can do those things, in particular because first of all, because you're usually right, but also you have the track record of being right, that it's tough to second guess him.
I think that it was less about analytics or anything like that.
Yeah.
And more about the way that Bo played on that drive specifically. Like, it was like a trust the hot hand thing. Like, this guy's made 3 threes in a row. We're running a play to get him another 3.
Yeah.
I don't care that we only need 2 to win.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or 2 to tie.
Yeah.
Like, we're shooting for the win here. And I really think it was a heat check. It was just like Sean Payton's like, he's dialed. He's hitting everyone in stride right now. He's going to make this throw in this moment. I'm calling it.
And Troy's going to separate. We're going to line this up on the left hash. We're going to line Troy in tight on the right side. He's going to take 1 step in and then he's off and running, beat him to the pylon.
Yep.
Yeah, that defender, number one, is thinking a condensed split. You're thinking, okay, you're number one, you're thinking over route in the red zone. Troy takes that step inside. Now you're thinking either over route or bench route, which is, to the back pylon. Troy takes a step in and goes immediate sprint to the front pylon. So great play call by Sean Payton. That's a culture play call. That's a mindset play call. Bo talked about how there was no doubt that, they weren't kicking the field goal. They weren't even thinking about that. So that's a mindset thing. Sean also, he said that's a play call that they've been practicing and repping for the last couple of weeks.
Didn't need it against the Bengals.
You don't need it against the Bengals, but I think one of the most important things is that you're just waiting for the right defense to call this play on. You're waiting for the right moment.
Yep.
And he said he had 4 other play calls. This also goes back to what we talked about on the watch along. We talked about on the show yesterday. After about 4 or 5 weeks, you can see, who you are as a team, or you're starting to get an identity of who you are as a team, but also you see the other teams around the league and how they've scored touchdowns. Sean, every week, shows us the best clip. At least when I was playing in New Orleans, you watch the previous touchdowns of all the teams the week before. And then you start putting those into your game plan, and now you found that right defense to call. I bet he had 4 or 5 real nasty calls that he didn't get a chance to call, and that we'll see probably throughout the rest of the season.
Maybe in London,
yeah, maybe
show the Brits something they've never seen before.
Didn't Zach say after the game something along the lines of like Sean said he had 5 play calls specifically designed for the Eagles and he only got to use 4 of them or something along those lines?
Yeah.
So he's a mad scientist.
He is.
He's been in his bag. When I watched the film and what I saw yesterday was just, the rhythm and timing, what the Eagles basically didn't have. They had no rhythm, no timing. They didn't know whether they won. They came out with a game plan of like, okay, we heard what AJ said in the media. We're going to throw the ball all the time. We're not going to hand it to Saquon. Sean had the rhythm and scheme. Now, the plays didn't necessarily work in the first half, but they were open. I mean, you think about the F high to Sherfield, that was an open play. You think about the over route to Mims, open play, the deep route to Courtland Sutton. Courtland just misses that play. But, there were open times that, they just didn't connect on in the first half, which they connected on all of those in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
I think one of the things that's most underrated about what makes a good play caller is there's a guessing game. It's like a pitcher versus a batter. The batter has to guess what pitch you're going to throw before he smacks it 415 feet.
Yeah.
The play caller has to guess what defense you're going to call before the play that they design works perfectly. And so we talk all about like, well, what play did you call? Which that's only half the battle.
Yes.
Did you call the right play against the right defense? And obviously you're calling two plays often with a kill, but you're not going to be able to call like, okay, here's the perfect play for this defense and here's the perfect play for that defense. It's usually like, here's the perfect play for this defense, and if that's not it, then just hand it off.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up because one of the things they said in the Toyota chat yesterday is that whenever the Broncos kill a play, the second play doesn't go very well. The secondary play is not working. I don't know if that's an actual trend. I've never looked into that, but it is kind of an interesting idea. Do you think there could be something to that, Benny, where you're calling one play saying, hey, we think this is going to be cover one. This is our play against cover one. Oh, no, we're not getting it, so we're killing it to this. And because it's secondary, it doesn't work as well?
I'd have to actually go back and look at the times where things were killed, and was it killed to a run or was it killed to another pass? So that's just too hard to tell if you're not actually in the game plan to know. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, to me, it's like tennis. Second play is your second serve.
Okay.
First serve, you're trying to get an ace.
Yep.
Second serve, you're just trying to make sure it stays in bounds. And I think that it might not be exactly like that, but usually the first play that you're calling is like, we think we have something here, but if you don't see that, go to this. And I would guess that usually the second play is a little bit more from the base offense.
Yeah, I think Ryan brings up a really good point, is that, hey, we're going to run this play only against this look.
Right.
And if it's not against this look, we're going to a very conservative call. So I think Ryan brings up a really good point right there.
Yeah. It's interesting. I wonder if there's a way to track that.
That'd be something to pay attention to, because Bo is still only his second year. When he gets to the Drew Brees level of mastery, then he changes it to play call that he wants.
Yeah.
Right now, Sean is like, hey, if we don't have this look by the front, we're changing it to this call, and we're just going to live with this run.
Or if you're Payton, you can just make up plays at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
We would we would go, Payton, we'd go ice cream, and then he'd look at the front, and then he'd call the play.
Yeah. It'd be so nice if Bo gets to that point. I wonder how many quarterbacks do get to that. I mean, Payton obviously is one of one, but to the point where you say, hey, we've got this play called, but the quarterback sees that instead of the scissors over here, we want to flip this because it'll clear out, that sort of stuff that he can
Peyton
see.
Manning's the only one.
Peyton's the only one?
The only one to ever do that.
I mean, you played with Drew Brees, so you would know.
Yeah, we're not calling. We would go, I forgot what the no-huddle package was. I forgot what it was called for the Saints. But it was a select few plays, not the entire playbook, because there's too many words in Sean's offense. Peyton, everything is on the table when we go no huddle, all of it. You can go trips right, you can go trips left, you can go dice right, you can go dice left, you can go bunch right or left. So it's very different.
That's why I said if I was starting a franchise at any point, I would choose Peyton Manning in his prime over any other quarterback or any other player in NFL history to be my first pick.
Yeah.
100%.
No, it is a different level. But it's still a great day for Bo, and you have to like what you saw. We're going to dig a little bit deeper into all this. First, though, want to give a shout out to our friends over at Common Spirit. Common Spirit is awesome. I don't go to the doctor enough, but every time we do one of these reads, I think like, oh, I probably should go check them out.
And then you're like, oh wait, I'm going to London for the next week. So
right. It's not next. It's same thing with my headlight. One of my headlights needs to be changed. Just don't drive at night right now.
Yep.
At Common Spirit Health, they're more than just hospitals and clinics. They're a team of passionate and expert caregivers dedicated to your well-being, woven into the very fabric of your community. From preventative care to advanced surgical solutions, our skilled physicians and caring staff are here for you, offering personalized treatment tailored to your unique needs. You can expect a blend of cutting-edge technology with a commitment to human kindness at their 20 hospitals and 240 clinics and care sites right here in Colorado. Whether it's routine checkup, managing a chronic condition, responding to an emergency, you can trust Common Spirit to deliver exceptional care close to home. Experience the difference compassion makes. Find a Common Spirit location near you and discover a new standard of health and healing by visiting mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos.
Also, shout out to the Colorado Soccer Association, also known as the CSA. Could be known as the Colorado Football Association, but it's in Colorado, not London.
Right.
And also, the English are the ones who invented the term soccer. People forget that. We can talk about that once we get there.
All week, yeah.
Even though they call it football?
Yes. Soccer
Wow.
was just like a fun little nickname for it.
Wow.
And we just adopted it because we already had a football. Anyways, they're offering programs for youth players, adult players, coaches, referees, and families who want to get involved in the game. Kids can kick off their soccer journey as early as age 3. So be part of history with the 2026 World Cup coming to the U.S. and a new NWSL team, the Denver Summit. Joining Colorado, there has never been a more exciting time to play, cheer, and be a part of Soccer Buzz. So if you want to get involved, you want to get your kids involved, go to coloradosoccer.org to find a club near you and be a part of the future of the game.
Also, want to remind people we have a cool show on Friday,
Yes.
as we mentioned earlier. But come to the show. This is your 15-minute reminder. You're going to get another one in 15 minutes. Also, become a diehard. We got a sale going right now. You can either get a free hat, you can get a free shirt, a bunch of cool stuff. Go check that out on the website. I'll plug this now too. I'm working on I went through all the win percentages for every play in the game yesterday to figure out which 10 plays change the win percentage the most. It was kind of interesting to see which ones really change. Obviously, like the personal foul when Zach Bond decided just to like throw a forearm into the guy's head, give the Broncos a free first down. Big play. But it was kind of fun to go through. A couple of them early in the game were big swings. Didn't go the Broncos' way. But that'll be up on the website tonight, so become a diehard.
That sounds great. I'm excited for that. Reed.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one.
Come take a picture with the Super Bowl ring in London.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or if you want, you can take a picture with my wedding ring.
I have no rings to offer.
Yes.
I could bring
Yes.
my high school ultimate frisbee state championship ring.
Could I borrow
If
it?
people want to take a picture with that.
Well,
Yeah,
I
you
just
could.
need to. I don't fit in.
So, rings galore available.
Oh, okay. Let's just hit the headline. I mean, is it crazy to talk Super Bowl for the Broncos right now?
Okay, so I find there's a fine line between talking Super Bowl, meaning that to me that means like I'm saying Broncos are going to the Super Bowl. That's
Oh.
like talking Super Bowl to me.
Okay.
To me, I feel like the Broncos have announced themselves as Super Bowl contenders. A team that you could say, could you envision them winning the Super Bowl? And I think that if you are a fan of the NFL right now and you're watching teams around the league, especially with the way that the Bengals are out of the mix, the Ravens are out of the mix, you can look and after that performance from the Denver Broncos yesterday, say, yes, I could envision that as a possibility. They are a contender. Now, how much of a possibility you say it is, I think is up for debate. But I think that when you're able to go win a game like that, which I don't even remember if Zach mentioned this, he probably did when he was talking about toughest game in football history or whatever. I know he didn't say that. I'm putting words in his mouth. He said toughest game of the season this year for any NFL team. It's on a short week too.
Right.
Broncos went on a short week to Philadelphia and won a game in their house in one of the most hostile environments. They did it on the back of their defense. Their offense did enough. I believe that when you look at that team, you can say, okay, if they can do that, I can envision them beating anyone at any time.
I want to go back to this Eagles game. Is tough because one of the things they did last week is play like they were all in on Eagles, which every week, obviously, you're game planning, but you show up the first practice and they're playing the Eagles fight song to start. Friday, it's not just the Eagles fight song, it's the Eagles fight song and then the Rocky
Crowd
theme
noise.
song because Philly, and then some Meek Mill, more Philly. There was, oh boy, I think his name is Steve Miller, and I think he has a song about either flying or Eagles.
I don't even know.
Maybe, yeah.
Fly like an eagle.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
That's that one needed to be pointed out to me. I was able to say that's Meek Mill from Philly. They were able to say
That was in Space Jam, bro.
I watched that. COVID. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go sit on this exercise bike, 2 hours, watch the movie.
That's the first time you watched Space Jam?
That was the reaction I kept getting when I said I've never seen Space Jam. So I was like, I got to get this one done.
What?
Because the new Space Jam was about to come out, and I was like, well, gotta go in order. But back to the point. Back to the point.
God.
Back to the point. I mean, I wonder how much that sort of stuff matters. You know, when you go through all the things, like you're always thinking about your opponent that week.
Mm-hmm.
But when you kick it up that one more notch, and literally, like it's Philly, like could that have put them over the top, or is that just Sean and his nonsense?
I don't think that's necessarily nonsense from Sean. I mean, I will point out every team that I've played for has done that.
Okay.
The Rocky theme song, the
Okay.
Philadelphia. Oh yeah. Well,
I mean, Giants.
Number one, I played
Right.
here, and then I played for the Giants, which that's a division rival. So like, you have to kind of get ready for that. We never beat the Eagles when I was playing for the Giants. I mean, it was like a stat game for them. What's the point that we're trying to make here? Is the Super Bowl contenders?
Yeah, we can go back to Super Bowl contenders. I think that's kind of interesting. They go and do all that, fire it up.
So are you agreeing with Eagles fans that this was our Super Bowl?
No, but I think they really took this one seriously, and I wonder if they took it more seriously than the Eagles did.
I think they did.
Keep
Yeah.
taking it really more seriously than our opponents.
Yeah.
I think Sean and his mindset, this was a theme game for them. This was a mindset game.
Right.
This was a culture shifter game for the Broncos. This is like, okay, like the first couple years, you know, Bo's a rookie, you have Russell Wilson, but this was one of those games where I believe that Sean let them know that we're playing to win. We're not playing not to lose. And that's something that my mom taught me when I was growing up. Like, no, you're going to go out there and you're going to play to win the game. You're not going to play not to lose. When you go for two, when you don't necessarily
Right.
have to with 7 minutes to go, it was like, oh, no, we're going to win this game. Like, I have 5 plays. I have 5 go-to plays that we are going to score on that, or we could score on. So this was a mindset game. This is a culture shifter game. This is now, hey, the Denver Broncos have arrived type of game.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Ryan that we can start talking about Super Bowl contending.
Yeah.
I think I don't really know who is the Super Bowl, like who are those teams right now. I would, you got to lean on Kansas City right now just because they've played there. The Lions, Bills, even though they took a loss last night.
Mm-hmm.
But the AFC picture now, the Broncos are right up there
I agree.
because they played the Chargers tough. They played the Colts tough. They should have won both both of those games. The Chargers have lost 2 in a row. Ravens have lost, I don't know what, 4 in a row or 3 in a row, whatever it may be.
1 and 4, and Lamar's hurt. I mean, that's not a
Bengals
good
are
place to
down. So there's a real opportunity right now.
Yeah.
And you haven't been blown out in any game. All the games have been close. That's a statement win, though. To go on the road against the defending champs, play really horrible football for 3 quarters, and to win the game in the 4th quarter means something to your team.
It does. And I think so. I have trouble envisioning it. Like
Yeah.
I have trouble seeing Bo Nix up on that stage in 4 months taking the Super Bowl trophy. I'm starting to be able to see it, but it still just feels like it's
Really
a step
clear
too
in
far.
my head.
I love that it is. Have you seen it in Madden?
1080p
Does that help?
HD.
I like it. Again, that just feels like.
Do you still feel that way? Do you feel that way just based off of the 4th quarter? Because the first 3 quarters, like if the Eagles had played like really smart football, they could have blown the Broncos out. It could have easily been 28-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel that way just because I'm a Broncos fan, and, and I feel like I can feel that way anytime my team isn't bad.
Yeah.
But do you have more that you want to say, or can I ask you a question?
I would add, so I have trouble envisioning that piece of it, but the more you think of it, I think that right now it's a lot easier to say the Broncos are right up there with the contenders than it was a few days ago. Like the Bills lose. And I think the Bills are probably still the best team in the AFC. And I struggle to come up with who second place is. Like maybe you just give it to the Chiefs. Like maybe the Chargers have done enough that the loss yesterday you just can throw out. But I do think that there's kind of that big gap. And maybe the gap isn't as big as you think because the Bills just lost to the Patriots and didn't look all that great when they did it. Patriots, I think, also could be a pretty good team. We'll see how that goes. But the competition does not seem all that stiff right now. And I think maybe that's the biggest thing working in the Broncos' favor is if you're on the other side of the bracket from the Bills, who can't you beat?
Yeah, and so I'm a little bit joking, but I can envision it because I could see what the Broncos' peak is. And the challenge for the players and the coaches is how do we make that peak or at least get as close to our capability over the course of 4 quarters of a game. Right now, they've yet to put together a 4-quarter game except for against the Bengals.
Yep.
So actually, even then, they kind of let off the gas in the second half. If they can put together what they did in the 4th quarter against the Eagles, against one of the best teams in the NFL, then they're capable of anything. The consistency piece they're going to have to find. I want to ask you guys this, though. Tell me, this is the odds at Bet365 for teams that are their odds to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
First of all, the highest team right now is the Bills at plus 500. I find that to be very interesting that plus 500 is the lowest odds.
Yeah.
Shows you how wide open it is.
Yep.
But tell me when you get to your stopping point on, okay, I can't envision that team winning. Bills,
They could win.
Lions,
They could win.
Chiefs,
Yep.
Packers.
Nope.
Yeah. You say no. I'm still yes.
Okay. Eagles,
Yep.
49ers.
Yep.
Assuming some health, yes.
Okay. Rams.
Yep.
This is a breaking point for me, but it's just a one-off. Chargers.
Nope.
I mean, it's just
I can literally never envision
if that team was
winning
called
done.
the Raiders, I'd say
they're-
maybe.
Just based off of their the health of their offensive line, it's over.
Yeah.
This is another weird one. I don't know why they're still here. They're also still the favorites to win their division. Ravens.
I mean, we know they can get hot.
Yeah.
I can't call them dead yet.
Okay.
They're
my
real
pick.
close.
They were my pick before the season.
Right.
If they played, well, Lamar has to get healthy, and that's obviously a big thing. But I feel like if the Ravens played the Broncos right now, that's going to be trouble for Denver.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean they're going to be trouble for anyone. I don't like if they have their real team.
Yeah.
They just have to go 9-3 to get to 10-7.
I have a hard
in.
time. Like they're pretty much not going to be playing at home in the biggest games.
Right.
I have a really hard time envisioning them like beating Buffalo in December.
Yeah.
That just doesn't compute for me. Commanders.
I gotta say yes.
Yeah. Winning the Super Bowl,
I gotta say there's a chance.
I feel like their chances are just where Denver's are. Like they're contenders.
Okay.
And that's exactly what the book says.
Okay.
Plus 1,900 are the Commanders, Colts, and Broncos.
Yep. Colts can't do it.
I don't think the Colts could do it either.
I love Daniel
not.
Jones, but I can't do it.
I don't love Daniel Jones, so I can't.
So, depending on how you view it, the Broncos are either in that group or just on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
And very much, I think where I'm there, you guys are close.
Yep.
And if you were to see them like, I don't know, what's the next thing they have to do? I think you mentioned the Chiefs game last night. Like, is there anything they can do between now and the Chiefs game that could get you to, I think they're contenders?
I go on a run.
Okay. So
Like you've got
win 6. I mean, they have an
You've won
opportunity to win
2 in a row.
6 straight.
yeah. I mean, and I don't see a game on the schedule they don't have a chance to win.
So, and
I think they've got good opportunity to get each of the next 2, 3, 4. 5th is a little tougher. But yeah,
5th.
I think that's the Texans, right? Is
Okay,
it Cowboys
at
then
Texans.
Texans? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then is it Chiefs? I think that's the order.
My mindset would change for the Broncos becoming legit Super Bowl contenders if you can have the way you played in that 4th quarter, if you can have 1st and 2nd and 3rd quarters like that.
Yeah.
Now, they don't necessarily have to always be that efficient, but you can't have 3 quarters where you only score 3 points and you're not moving the ball. You can't have the inconsistency. You can't have the penalties. You can't have these drive stoppers. Super Bowl contenders or people who play great ball in the playoffs, they do not have those type of lulls in terms of their offense. And then from a defensive standpoint, We talked about this yesterday on the show. You got to start getting the takeaways. We got to start getting interceptions. You got to start getting fumbles. But they're knocking on the door of Super Bowl contention. And the way that Bo played in the fourth quarter, that can do it. That is what Sean Payton talked about, that top 4, top 5 quarterback. Fourth quarters like that, if you can have consistent quarters like that, I see it.
Yeah.
I really see it. I thought he was nuts for saying that, but I see what he's talking about. A 3rd and 18 deep dig route is almost impossible to complete. They know you're running that route.
Yep.
The anticipation that he threw that with was crazy. Both of the back shoulders, unbelievable. The more impressive back shoulder was the one on 3rd down, got to have it situation, and the loft that he put on that ball is elite. That's elite quarterback play.
It was the adjustment mid-play of, okay, I'm under pressure. I don't have time to wait for Courtland, so I have to start this pass now and put enough air under it so that that buys him the time to turn around and catch this.
Do you remember those back shoulders in preseason where he was rifling those balls in there?
Yep.
And I was like, he's got to put, like, receivers want, give me an opportunity.
Give me time. Yeah.
You gave Court opportunities.
Figuring out how to do it.
Yeah.
Like in real time. Like the growth and the maturation from week to week is scary to see.
So remember last week, and then we can hit our next break.
Yes.
Remember last week I asked the question, would you rather the Broncos win by 1 or 15?
Right, yes.
And then that question got brought to Twitter.
Sure did.
We got dragged for it.
We did get dragged.
Why?
Because it was out of context.
Getting picky about the wins against an upset, you know.
When I brought the context on the show, I said I would rather see them win by 1. Because then you prove to me that you can do it in a dogfight against a bona fide contender. And yesterday they didn't win by 1, they won by 4, but it proved the exact point to me that I needed to see from them. Can you go in there and out-grit, out-want, out-fight a team that lives in dogfights? They love to get into a dogfight. That's where they want you. They want to drag you into the ring and take you out that way. If you go in there and come out on the other side and you were the tougher dog in that fight, that tells me something about you that I wouldn't have been able to learn had Sean Payton just had the perfect game plan and they went out there and just smoked the Eagles. That would have been awesome. But I kind of would have been able to say, it's one of those one-off games where one team had the perfect game plan, the other team had a bad game plan, and boom, they never really stood a chance. This was, we took that from you. You were about to be 5-0, and we finally put our foot down and said, we're not taking this shit anymore, and you took it away from them. That means more to me. It means more to me.
I think we got to circle back to that later on. First, though, going to give a shout-out to our friends, our awesome friends. Got to see the mural again today. So I was driving on the way into the office. Pat Surtain, Defensive Player of the Year. Ent Credit Union, the perfect combo. Ent Credit Union is awesome because they have, all the perks of being at a great credit union. Things like no surprise fees. Things like the money in your account earns interest. But the best part for all of us is that they have a Broncos debit card, which you can get if you sign up for their Broncos checking account. Not only do you get the really cool card with Bo Nix on there, you also, for every 15 swipes, get another chance to win tickets to a Broncos home game. You get 10% off food and gear on game days at Empower Field. All these perks come because Ent Credit Union is the official banking partner of the Denver Broncos. So go check them out. If you're ready to bank like a Bronco, head over to ent.com/DNVR. That's ent.com/DNVR to learn more. Insured by NCUA. Membership required. Account requires associate Ent Broncos debit card.
Also, shout out to our friends over at the Gold Crown Foundation. I've just got your kids covered for whatever sports they want to play today. Don't be like me, because my basketball career ended because I just didn't know when Gold Crown tryouts were.
Oof, that's a tough way to go out.
And then I found out too late. My friends were like, "Hey, we're going to the Gold Crown tryouts today. Like, are you?" And I couldn't for some reason.
Ooh.
And then I was just behind the 8 ball. I wasn't on the team. I didn't join next year. Don't be like me.
Yep.
Go to goldcrownfoundation.com. Make sure your kid, if I don't know, maybe like me, they have an unbelievably pure jump shot. You don't want that to go to waste.
No.
You don't want that to go to waste. So make sure you go to goldcrownfoundation.com Foundation.com to learn more. They have all sorts of divisions from 4th to 8th grade, feeder teams, gold, silver, and bronze, club teams, elite, and open. They play in high school gyms, but also at the Gold Crown Fieldhouse. You don't want your kid's basketball career to end just because you don't know when Gold Crown tryouts are. So go to goldcrownfoundation.com to find out when they are.
Also, come to our show on Friday. Again, this is your every 15 minutes reminder. We're going to have so much fun out in London. We know a bunch of you are going to be out there. And we know that some of our events are a little bit pricey. So we wanted to have one that's nice and affordable so that we can have all of our friends in one place and give you guys the question to hold the microphone even, too.
Yes.
Either by just lining up or by like a random drawing or whoever's birthday's at. We'll find out something fun. It's going to be really fun overall. So make sure you get those tickets. It's going to be a great time on Friday. Benny, would you like to? Oh, I should say, this is our inside scoop, which we love. As Zach says, the best part of the week. And it's presented by Ent Credit Union. So all those things that we do, the inside scoop powered by Ent Credit Union. Bank like a Bronco. Go to ent.com/DNVR. That's ent.com/DNVR. Sign up for Broncos checking today.
All right, boys, let's jump into it. I thought Bo played with a lot of anticipation yesterday. I think we talked about it on the watch along. This is the most poised I've ever seen him. I thought even when things weren't going right, his feet were calm in the pocket. I think he delivered the ball on time, on target, on task. Really impressed with how he played. Obviously, the fourth quarter is what we'll all think of, but there were just other throws throughout this game where I just thought that his level of play has picked up, and I think this will only continue to get better. Number one, Quinyon Mitchell is an elite corner, and I saw him shadowing Ibuka, who I think is going to be a star.
Maybe already. Yeah.
I think he's going to be a star. I mean, he's going crazy, and I thought he did really well against him last week, going against the Buccaneers, but I think Courtland had his way with regardless who was on him. But
not to sidetrack this too much, if Ibuka goes into next season as like one of the top 5 receivers in the NFL, are we surprised at all at this point?
No,
I think
he kind of did it.
Yeah, he's elite.
But really quick on Quinyon,
yeah,
just to back up your point here, Courtland Sutton 6 catches for 81 yards with Quinyon as the nearest defender. Quinyon had never allowed more than 49 yards in a game.
It's time to start talking about Courtland Sutton he's now knocking on that door of that tier 1.
Yep.
He's always been, I think he's been tier 2. But I think he's knocking on the door of that tier 1. It's different skill sets than the Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, but now knocking on the door of that. Doesn't really matter what the coverage is. I'm going to beat you.
Yep.
Here, you got just a simple hitch route right here. Called a Harvey in this offense, Harvey route right here. But what I am most impressed about is the anticipation. Bo is already throwing the ball. This is the elite quarterback play that you want to see. We saw him waiting for players to get open in the first couple of weeks of the season. Courtland is still running his route down here. Bo is already throwing the ball. It is hard to stop a receiver, no matter who the corner is, if the quarterback is playing on time. You love anticipation. You love Bo. That means he is seeing the field really well. Sean called some great play calls. I always loved as a receiver. Now, I was never the star. I was never a Courtland Sutton. But I loved a short hitch or a slant or an under route to get you going. You don't always want your first pass or your first target to be a 30-yard or 40-yard go route. That's not a great way to get in rhythm. A great way to get in rhythm is a 5-yard, 6-yard hitch route, and you saw that right here. But I love the fact that Bo played with the anticipation right here. You can't stop that.
Nope.
You can't stop that. Ball's right there. Courtland's already open. Ball is on time. Courtland makes that catch. Those are things that you love to see. Here you got another play action fake. Bo is playing, and I think this has become the identity. It's play action. You have J.K. running the ball really well, 20 carries for 79 yards yesterday. But this guy right here is also turning into a real player. Troy Flanken is turning into a real player. He has a 20-yard stop route on a play action fake right here. This corner cannot keep up. He is scared of Troy's speed. And Troy is digging right here. Bo is throwing it. Troy is not out of his break yet. Anticipation and timing. You cannot stop that. This corner is still running. He is trying to stop, but Troy is getting ready to come out of his break. Anticipation and timing. Play action fakes. Bo did really well. Also, look at the pocket. Shout out to the offensive line. Bo has a clear throwing lane. This is also an Eagles pass rush that has been disrupting quarterbacks for the last 20 out of 21 games, the games that they have won. Bo is standing in the pocket, feet are calm, throwing the ball before Troy gets out of his break. You cannot stop that. The ball is already in the air. Troy is coming back down his stem, which receivers, you're taught to come back down this stem to make it a quarterback-friendly throw. On time, on target. You love to see it. Troy makes that catch.
Real quick, just to add to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you time that play right, just like you mentioned, it's not stoppable.
You can't stop.
Right.
It's impossible to stop because the only thing that can give the defender an ability to defend that pass is the timing just being a little bit of late so they can react to the break of the route.
Yeah, 100%.
If it's just there, you can't stop it.
And these are things that if you go back and you look at the Chargers film, that Bo was a little bit late with throws. You saw some of these bench routes that Courtland was actually beating his defender on, and Bo was a little bit late. Comes with timing, comes with just week after week things getting better. This is elite, also quarterback play, and then also receiver play right here. Troy is on the ball. Marvin's off the ball. Marvin has a post right here. Troy has a little delay out. I just think that Troy is now stepping into his own. He's becoming more comfortable because you have a corner blitz right here. So he recognizes the corner blitz. He is still ahead of Marvin right here in terms of the play.
Right.
He ends up shuffling down and breaking down his feet so Marvin can actually get past him to make this throw easier for Bo. Bo, also, shout out to the offensive line. Great protection right here. Just elite protection. But Bo is now throwing it. Troy is not out of the break yet. Troy does this little stutter step to beat his defender, to get his defender to settle his feet. Now you have a two-way go. Defender's thinking either breaking in here or breaking out here. Troy stutters his feet right there. Bo is letting the ball go. Anticipation, timing. You cannot stop a receiver quarterback combination if they are on time and if they understand where they need to be in this offense. You can't stop it. Troy ends up making that play. I don't show the end of the catch. Here you have the Evan Ingram catch right here. You have a over route by Troy. You got Courtland streaking down the field, and then you got Evan coming over the top. Evan's got his hand in the dirt. I mean, look at this. Look at this pocket. Bo can run up here. I mean, you got a clear throwing lane right there. I thought the offensive line did a great job of protection, but look at Evan separating. This is where the Joker is now going to start to come into play. This is where you're going to start to see Evan Ingram over these next 4 to 5 games start to get his rhythm and timing. I saw that I forgot who wrote an article about, I guess, Evan and Sean getting into it. And Evan wanting to be coached pretty hard.
Oh,
but
those
Zach,
those are the types of conversations that you need to have. Those are Super Bowl level conversations.
Yep.
The player coming to the coach, you can have a healthy dialogue, healthy conflict to push forward and be better. And you saw Evan start to get going. But the separation is there. The pocket. Do we see the pocket? That you can't get any better. That's routes on air for a quarterback right there. To see that clear, to have that type of picture, you can't ask for anything better than that, and you can't ask for your receiver to do anything better. You got 2 yards of separation. That is wide open in the NFL. And Bo and he's already throwing the ball. Timing. I just love the anticipation that Bo played with, and then, elite ball skills. Elite ball skills by Evan Ingram yesterday to catch that ball like that. That's exciting to see.
Huge catch.
Huge play.
Yeah.
I broke this down. You want to?
No, go ahead.
This is that 3rd and 18 deep dig route. The ball is already in the air. I just put the end of the play right here. The ball is already in the air. Courtland's not even out of his break yet. Can't stop it. You can't stop it. And then Courtland ends up making a first down on that. This is the 3rd down right here. The lob ball that we talked about where Bo, little bit of a back shoulder. Bo's already throwing it. The DB and Courtland are neck and neck right here. Courtland's not open. Bo throws him open. That's elite quarterback play. That is what you want to see. Bo, on the 2-point conversion. Right here, already throwing it. The defender can't catch up there. And he threw it outside. He threw it to the pylon where only Troy can get it or no one can get it. Elite quarterback play.
It's so big.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm even further along on my Super Bowl contender
I'm almost
journey.
convinced.
After
Did I
watching
just convince
that.
you right
I'm
there?
almost convinced. I'm almost convinced.
Here, what do you think, Benny, happened during this week or just what caused Bo to be able to perform like that in that game?
You know what I think? I think that Sean is figuring out what he likes, what he's doing really well. And we talked about it last week. What is the identity of this team? Well, you play against the Cincinnati Bengals and you rush the way you rush the ball, 100 yards with J.K. It seemed like they're just going to lean on that now. Heavy run sets. We're going to give the ball to J.K. and then we're going to do play action fakes. And Bo, play on time. Let the ball go. In the NFL, you have to anticipate these throws. Courtland is going to make the play. Trust that Troy is going to have the separation. And I think the more you actually have film, the easier it is to correct things. I think it's hard to correct things after a preseason where you're only getting vanilla cover 1. I think it's hard to correct things just after 1 week of football. You now have a sample size of 4 games, 5 games, where you can now be like, okay, like, yeah, I do this really well. I'm throwing this really well. Or, hey, let's look at the Chargers defense because they are similar to the Fangio defense. And where did I miss those throws? Oh, I have to anticipate more on these out routes or curl routes. And I got to trust that my receivers are going to be there. It's also their job to be, hey, if I tell you to be at 18, Payton was like this. If I tell you to be at 12, be at 12. If I tell you it's Easter, hide the eggs. That's what he would say. So I think that's now where they're getting. I think, you have to go through that. You have to understand that.
If I tell you it's Easter, hide the eggs.
That's so good.
Wow. I wish I had that control over anything in my life.
Yeah.
Like anybody who would listen to that in any way.
Well, Peyton just didn't want you asking, like, hey, Peyton, why are we running that play? Hey, man,
right.
I've been playing for 18 years. Don't ask me a question like that.
It's offensive. All right. We got plenty more to talk about. First, though, one more final round of shout outs, this time to a great, great friend of mine, one of my oldest friends, Taco Bell. I remember the first time I had Taco Bell. Actually, I had a friend who had made a mistake and wound up having to do some community service, but didn't want to have to go alone. And so I was like, sure, I'll go with and just do a little volunteer work on my own.
Wow, that's the kind of guy you are.
Taco Bell afterward. First Taco Bell of my life. Just incredible. I remember that first beefy 5-layer burrito, and I still get them over and over and over again. Although with the decades menu back, actually, I want to talk about the Cantina chicken menu, which you had a chance to try. I've had once. Again, I stick to the staples maybe a little bit too much, but Cantina chicken menu, so much good stuff. What they do is they slow cook, slow roast the chicken, perfectly seasoned with Mexican spices, including the garlic and the onions and chilies and all that sort of stuff to give it this really fresh, natural flavor, which is awesome. Throw premium ingredients in like the purple cabbage, the white corn tortilla shells that are freshly fried, pico de gallo that's prepared fresh daily. Really good stuff. Shredded chicken and a crispy white corn tortilla with the cheese inside and out. That's your favorite. Can't go wrong.
Facts.
So get yours today at the nearest Taco Bell. And don't forget to add on your $7 Buffs box featuring 4 Taco Bell Classics and a large drink and CU Buff Player collectible cups. Taco Bell is a proud sponsor of CU Athletics and will be donating $1,000 to the Golden Buffalo Scholarship Foundation for every CU touchdown scored. Buffs love the Bell.
Shout out to one of my oldest friends, Toyota. I remember my dad drove a Toyota Land Cruiser when I was a kid, and now I drive a Toyota RAV4 that I absolutely love. And I'm locked in with Toyota for life. Like, I've had too many troubles with other car brands and no trouble with Toyota that, like, I just have no reason to explore anymore.
Right.
Like, maybe when I hit it big, I might get a Rolls Royce. But other than that, I'm locked in with Toyota for life when it comes to my day-to-day vehicle. And I can't say enough about how reliable my Toyota has been, which was my biggest gripe with my old cars. Always something wrong with them. Never had any issues with my Toyota. So I can't thank them enough for making my day-to-day much more predictable. because I don't have to worry about my car. So if you want to join the Toyota family, visit a Front Range Toyota store at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Courtland Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota, Eastern Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is an official automotive partner of the NFL and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
And your final, well, no, probably at the end of the show, we'll give one more reminder. Come to our show on Friday. Yeah. It's going to be so much fun. I know half of you are British in the chat anyway, so you should be right there. It's not that big of an island, is my understanding.
Yeah, about the size of Colorado.
There we go. And if my favorite podcast, well, ours is my favorite podcast. If there was something I wanted to see that was in Colorado Springs,
you probably have like a history podcast that you love.
I struggle with those. Okay. I've tried a bunch of them, but I don't find one that's good. The books, audiobooks are doing it for me. I've listened. He's a little intense for me.
Okay.
But yeah, come to our show.
Yes.
It might be intense, but it'll be intense in a good way. Gonna be a lot of fun. Tickets on sale now. It's gonna be a lot of us.
Also, one more reminder for the people: if you can bring up the video. Yesterday, myself and Aqib Talib, my guy, announced the launch of our new show, which actually will be launching next Monday.
Yes.
But literally, we were too hyped after the game. We just said, let's just launch this shit right now. Why not? So we got together for a quick 10-minute talk about the game, which you can go find on YouTube. The name of the show is the No Lie Zone, so you can search No Lie Zone, Aqib Talib, and it'll come up.
Shout out to Talib.
Show the people a little preview. We weren't supposed to announce this until next week, but after that massive Denver Broncos dub, I simply could not wait any longer to introduce you to a new show that we're going to be doing with my guy.
I'm still turned up from the win, baby. Big time wins is what make people remember your name as a quarterback. Big win like that, watch what I tell you. You knock off 4 or 5 straight wins after you get a big win like that. And Sean, the play calling. Hey, I grew up in the NFC South, so I know about Sean Payton. I know how he operates, man, and I know the confidence that he brings the team. You know what I'm saying? Next Monday, we dropping, man, so hey, y'all be on the lookout for this thing, man. No Lie Zone. Y'all know Lee gonna tell it how it is, baby.
I can't wait for that one.
I can't either.
Oh,
man.
I will say, so I love Bennie and Dave's show, and it takes another hour, so I have one more on the list. And now I'm going to have this one that's going to be another hour on the list. And pretty soon, I'm only going to be watching you guys all day, which is a great thing, but I'll run out of free time.
The Talib show is going to be incredible. Shout out to you, because it's a pleasure to work with both of you, but it's a pleasure to work with you, Ryan, who's going to be working with Talib. And Talib I put him up there as the smartest player that I played with, including the Mannings and Drew Brees. He's by far... I mean, there's a reason why he has, second most pick sixes in NFL history. Is because he understood coverages. He was an incredible leader. He was a captain. So I think I'm excited for it. And he's not going to tell any lies. He's a straight shooter.
Yes.
He is a straight shooter.
Yes, No Lie Zone for a reason. And I can't wait, man. And exactly like you said, I think that's one of the most underappreciated things about Aqib. And it's something that I really want to highlight in this show. Because, first of all, he's so entertaining. I'd listen to him talk about anything and just hear what his take is, because the way he delivers it keeps me locked in every time. But also, he is legitimately a football genius.
Yeah.
And so I love that we're going to get dive into both sides of that.
Yeah. It's going to be incredible.
I can't wait either. You mentioned before the inside scoop that you prefer the close win to a blowout win. And I'm curious how different today would feel if yesterday hadn't been so close. If the Broncos just show up, stomp them 31-10 and call it a day.
I'd feel really good, to be honest.
Yeah.
Only because I know the Eagles are 4-0 and they had, because of their record. Now, if it was a different opponent, like the Bengals win, the Bengals win was a good win, but the 28-3, it's like, okay, they didn't have their quarterback, blah, blah, blah. But if you had beat the Eagles like that 28-3, I'd feel incredible about that because they're pretty much healthy. They have their players out there.
Yeah.
They have all their dogs out there, from defense to offense to special teams. So if you had beat them 28-3, I'd feel really good, because that means you would have put together your most complete game.
I was leaning toward Ryan, but Bennie has won me back over.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Back?
Yeah, see if you can.
Here's what is the most important part to me. the next time the Broncos find themselves in a tie game in the fourth quarter, I'll be able to say in my mind, I know they can do this. I've seen them do it against the Eagles. Had they blown out the Eagles, I would still be fired up, and today would be electric. But the next time, let's just say in the Cowboys game, it's a tie game in the fourth quarter, I'd be like, uh-oh, this is our bugaboo. This is our Achilles heel when we find ourselves in games like that. I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
Can I throw back at you?
Yeah.
Can I come back at you? Well, if they had won 28-3 yesterday and Bo throws for 325 yards, or what did he throw for last week? 326 yards and 3 touchdowns. How does that then make you feel in terms of the offense? You don't have to have this comeback, but now he is hitting a stride that we haven't seen and have that type of quarterback play that we haven't seen since Payton. And then also the defense holds 2 number 1 receivers, the best running back in football last year, incredible offensive line, and a Super Bowl MVP quarterback to 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the headline probably would have been the same.
Probably.
If not more effusive if they won 28-3. So it's that's why I thought it was a good conversation.
Yeah.
It just needed the conversation part. But I think obviously both things are good. And in the NFL, just find a way to get a W in that win column, and you're going to feel really good no matter what.
100%.
But I do love the fact that I don't have to worry. And I wouldn't say I don't have to worry, but now I know that they've done it and been there against a team that should have beat them in that situation based on history.
Right. Yeah. I think you learn a lot from playing in a close game like that.
Yeah.
I also, like, in terms of just the quality of the team, had they just beat the hell out of the Eagles, I would feel probably a little bit better about just the overall quality of the team. But I do think adding that lesson, especially in that moment, is good for them.
As we're sitting here thinking about it, geez, now I'm getting ready to lean towards Ryan.
Oh no!
Let's go.
And I'm
no, we're finding the plot.
And I'm saying this because we've seen a Broncos team blow teams out and then lose it.
2013,
right?
In the Super Bowl,
right?
Don't know how to really handle that adversity. You're just blowing everybody out. And then we've also seen a team that's won it all, that played in a lot of close games, and we never got uncomfortable in close games. And then I hate to bring this team up, but the Patriots dynasty, they just kind of, if the game was close, they had no problem.
Right.
So to Ryan's point, if you start getting those wins close, when it matters in December and January, when those games are close, you don't bat an eye. Sean Payton's not going to bat an eye in terms of his play call already, but then as a player, now you know, okay, we've been in this situation before. We know how we're going to execute. So, I don't know. Jeez, I'm already.
I think I'm now on Benny's side.
Now you're on my side?
I think not your current side, but the original side. I think I'm back over to that side. Maybe we'll have to continue this. Luckily, we'll have plenty of time to talk over the next few days out in London. Hopefully, you guys all join us Friday night. Some super chats, though, before we give one final plug for our awesome thing on Friday. First from Spencer, do we need to send out a search warrant for the tush push? Yeah, no tush pushes this week. I mean, and a lot of that just goes into good first downs, good second downs, and the Eagles shooting themselves in the foot with some penalties.
Vance Joseph, elite game plan. We talked about it in the pregame show. Keep them out of you. If they have to do and operate in the 3rd and 5 to 6,
it's Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is not gonna. He's not gonna read coverage well.
He's no Bo Nix.
In
those situations.
Pretty wild that there was 0 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1s in the whole game for the Eagles.
Pretty wild. Also pretty wild. I wasn't going to get roasted at all for any of the show today. And then I'd say the one thing about Jalen Hurts, and next thing you know, the comments are just going to be packed with "you're a moron." Court says,
you missed it.
I don't know anything about punting, but I'm 1,000% sure Jeremy Crawshaw is the best punter in the world. Australian vibe king.
Hell yeah.
He's kicking well.
He is. I've already eaten my crow on my criticism of him in the preseason.
Yeah. Valley Bandit says it's annoying that the talking heads are asking if the Eagles have lost their identity rather than have the Broncos found theirs. Broncos are real. That's just how these things go.
Well, I was curious because, Benny, you said the national media was kind of hopping on the Broncos before the show. What did you see this morning?
Post-game, I just think that a lot of last night and a little bit this morning, a lot of people are just now like the Broncos are better than their record. And they pointed that out on Get Up this morning on Sunday Night Football. They also talked about it like, they're like, okay, the leverage call All right, you take the leverage call away, the Broncos are 4-1. Okay, you have a walk-off crazy touchdown where Herbert makes that crazy throw over Bonitto. They lose 23-20. I mean, you're talking about a team that, if you just even take the Chargers one out, you're talking about 4-1. Now you think about the Broncos differently. It looks different than the 3-2 record, because they've had, all the games have been close. So, and also I think there isn't drama with the Denver Broncos, so it's not going to be a lot of national media coverage in terms of the team. There's more drama in Philadelphia. They're going to cover the drama in that team because that's what sells.
Right.
Think of it this way. If football was like hockey and the object had to be across the line before the clock struck 0 for the points to count,
right,
the Broncos would be undefeated.
Instead, it's like basketball that there are buzzer beaters.
Yes.
Real quick, we're going to be hitting the rest of this in overtime. A couple super chats left, so if you're watching on TV, head over to the website, thednvr.com. We're going to wrap things up there. Xavi says, do we extend J.K. or no? I think we should. Luckily, we're months away from this decision. Yeah. If he keeps running like this, then yes, you do extend him at the end of the year. We'll have some very heated conversations, I'm sure, about the duration of the contract. But if he keeps doing what he's doing, there's no doubt you want him back in Denver.
I saw, speaking of extensions, I saw a tweet from our friend Zach By today who said on August 1st, Nik Bonitto was 60-1 to win DPOY. He is now 6-1 to win DPOY. Can you imagine if the Broncos ownership and Sean Payton, extend the Defensive Player of the year before they won the Defensive Player of the Year 2 years in a row?
That would be ridiculous. And again, like, you do the math. Like, you're saving minimum $10 million a year on Bonitto.
Yes.
It might be more like 15, even 20. Surtain, you're currently $10 million in front of the market for cornerback. I mean, if you wind up saving $25 million a year off of those two contracts, that's another All-Pro.
Yes.
Like, you're getting Zach Allen for free, essentially.
And you could just give each of those guys like a $5 to $8 million raise,
right?
Just for fun,
right?
And you'd still be saving, $15 million.
Or even just say like, "Hey, we're gonna donate to the foundation." A couple winks in there.
Yeah, there you go.
A little Steve Ballmer action.
Yeah. Exactly. That's where I get my inspiration. Diego says, Sean is a genius at scheming, but could more consistent personnel help Bo develop and boost chemistry long term? I feel like chemistry wins big moments.
Courtland Sutton on the field for 95% of the offensive snaps yesterday.
Got to be the highest ever.
I think we talked about this 2 weeks ago. Stop taking him off the field.
Yeah.
Stop taking Troy Franklin off the field.
Yeah.
Troy Franklin, I believe, 59%.
Yeah. Interchange Marvin Mims, Pat Bryant, and Evan Ingram. But leave those two horses out there.
Okay. One horse for sure, but if we're on to leave two horses out there, I can get there.
I mean, Troy's about to be the guy. He's about to be that. He's about to be Courtland Sutton's running mate of like not quite Thunder and Lightning with DT and E, but it's trending that way.
I like it.
Love it.
Gavin, off topic, but I watched Tim Jenkins' film on Bo, and one thing stuck out. Wattenberg had some bad snaps to Bo. What's been going on with him? I didn't notice that. I haven't gone through the whole thing yesterday, but that's Benny's nodding.
Yeah, he did have some bad snaps to Bo, and actually the one hitch route to Courtland Sutton, Bo had to catch that with one hand and deliver that. It was super impressive by Bo. I don't know if that's concerning or not. I can't speak on that.
I haven't seen enough to call it a trend. I also didn't pay attention.
As we're talking about this, I can imagine that Peyton Manning would not tolerate that.
True.
Snaps
because
like that?
He's got to be able to keep his eyes on what's going on the field. The second that you, as a snapper, make him look away, you're costing him.
Right.
Oh yeah, he's going to let you have it on the sideline, in the meeting room. Geez, I have a story. I'm going to tell that story in London.
Yes.
My first ever meeting, my first ever offensive meeting. I was like, I don't know if I can play here.
Wow.
Don't give away too much.
Oh, boy. I can't wait until Friday. Jeez. I bet everybody's going to be there now. Don't be the only one who doesn't make it. It's going to be a party. We'll go out and grab some fish and chips after. Some of those meat pies I like so much. Awesome. Awesome. It's not that funny. People say pause whenever I bring it up. There's nothing pause about that.
Meat pies?
That's what they make. That's what they eat over there.
Yeah.
It's like a fruit pie, but meat. I think I'm excited for London. We're going to be out there. No show tomorrow because we're going to be traveling. We'll be back Wednesday, probably from the Airbnb. Timing might be a bit weird, but we'll get it all figured out. Shows Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, probably pregame, postgame Sunday. It's going to be a party. And if you're there on Friday, come hang out with us. See you guys in London.
Good eye, Mike.
We all silly like the mayor.